What's going on, YouTube? Taz Flash here. And today I gotta go through my stuff and get better situated as I'm not in the hotel room. Some stuff gone down, but it is what it is. I'm still trucking on. And I just wanted to take a moment to give you guys a chat and go through a little bit of what's been going on while I go through this stuff and get better situated for the cold. Been doing a lot of walking and a lot of seeing the city. Oh, trash in this place. Getting some new clothes. Discovering new places for future blogs. Jamming out to a lot of music, which I would love to be playing while I'm doing this, but I'm not quite sure what's copyright and what's not, what I can and can't put on here yet, because I've been going through it and I haven't had time to go through the YouTube guidelines. So we're just going to keep it safe and not play any music. I have a new park location that I would like to start doing some blogs in, because I hear the city is doing something. I don't quite know what yet. Just heard that they are destroying the river. And I've been over there and seen how low the water is and how bad it looks. Don't quite know what's going on there quite yet, so loving nature as I do, I feel compelled to look into this. Just something I thought would be a good tool for the trade. And if anybody knows anything about cameras, this camera, I had one before, but it's newer than the one I had before. It's a Sony. I was thinking about this for a vlog camera. My old one had better video than my camera on my phone does. But the problem is it didn't come with a cord. Anybody recognize this? Or maybe know how to replace that power cord DC in? Or maybe even know where is it? Here it is. What this connection is for. If you know or have an idea how I can find out, please drop me a message down here. I'd greatly appreciate it so I can make better content. Maybe even be able to use this to film while I use my phone with my girl on speakerphone, and we can go on blog dates with y'all. Just going and seeing somewhere with her on speakerphone, since she's in Canada and I'm in Colorado. There's Another ideas I have. Oh, and if you're over here, check this place out. Very fair prices, and they have a membership system where every purchase gets you points. 100 points gets you $5 off of the purchase, which is, if you look at it this way, it costs you about $12 for 2 grams, whether you get it packaged as nugs, pre-rolled, or in blunts. But with an extra $5, you can pretty much double with their daily specials. I don't know why, when I was sweating my butt off in Fort Lauderdale, I never felt so dehydrated all the time. But in the cold, I gotta keep drinking stuff. Because I'm always dry mouthed and my lips are chapped. Adjusting to this life is really interesting. I was hoping to get this Blackberry from my grandma to work as a blog camera. I put an SD card in here, and no SD card will recognize. I think it's a little too old, but it's got a video camera on it. So, another failed attempt. But it's extra phone to keep my contacts in case I lose my main phone. So, everything serves its purpose out here. I'm sorry, it might not look like I'm looking directly at y'all. I'm just not used to this. I'm on my computer for the first time on the blog, trying this out. It looks like it's got better quality picture than I've had in previous videos. You know, I have all this shaking around because I'm still new at filming. Not new at editing, just very out of date in technology when it comes to editing. Gotta learn a lot of stuff. And that's why it's taken so long to get this channel up and going and get a good momentum going, on top of a lot of things going on in my life that's just consuming a lot of my energy. And anyways, another thing I'm curious about, found this guy. Usually I would have brought it to my buddy in Florida, Monk Jazz Band, and he would have put it on his shelf of forgotten misfit toys. But he's interesting. I keep him with me now. My little buddy. I got no clue who he is or what he's from. So if you know, hit me up down there. I'd love to have a conversation with you guys. Open up the lines of communication. I noticed I've lost a good 10 or 12 subscribers. I don't know why. I'm sure it's because of my rant videos, or maybe something I don't really know much about this business to be talking about, that I heard other blogs talking about with YouTube, and how some things are messed up. But I'm not going to drop any names like I did with Adam the Woo on that one. No, it wasn't Adam the Woo, by the way, that said what I'm talking about. But yeah. Things are a little more trickier than I thought they would be starting up a channel. I've thought I'd get out there with my camera and just be me and go here, there, and everywhere and show you guys places I love because that's where I was. I knew where I was in Fort Lauderdale. And there was so many places I didn't get the chance to take y'all to that show you a part of me. So maybe someday when I get on my feet and things fall into place a little better, I can travel back down there and revisit some of those places for you guys. Because though that city has fallen apart for me and it became a huge poison in my life and brought me to doing things that I was previously completely against and compelled to stay away from at all cost. And it brought me to a really dark place. It brought me to somebody that I couldn't look in the mirror at anymore. I plug you guys in, so I haven't really pushed the boundaries on the battery on my laptop, and I don't want to yet. But that's why the drastic change had to happen. I had to get away from it. And it wasn't really anything personal to any person in general. I just, sometimes you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you want all the bad to end. And the only way you could do that after you've dug in yourself so knee deep into a city and engulfed your whole entire culture and being into the city, and it was your life, and to walk away from that was one of the biggest things I did in my whole entire life. And now I've done it for a second time. It shouldn't have been this way. It shouldn't have been a second time. But I feel that the things that I went through in the past year and a half back in Florida, maybe even 2 years, I came back to Florida January 1st. I got on the Greyhound, and on January 6th or 7th, I had arrived at my mom's house in Vero Beach. And, I'm not going to get into what transpired there. Out of respect for my mom, for one, and for two, because there's a lot of things left unsaid, and I feel don't need to be said at this point. Dwelling on the past has done nothing but keep me in the past, and I'm trying to take a step forward and leave this infernal, insidious boyhood behind and blossom into who I should be. I'm tired of walking around feeling unequipped for this world because I have put all my faith into other people to get me through it. And it's not what a man does. It's not how a grown-up, a well-developed grown-up does things. And I'm trying to make that step to grow into a better adult, a more responsible adult. And the biggest part of that is realizing that I haven't had accountability for anything in years. It was always somebody else. It was always the system. It was always my roommate. It was always the dog that ate my homework. No, I never used that excuse, but metaphorically speaking, yes, I will use that in this scenario. I don't like what I've become, but I know who I am through who I inspire to be. And I think that person has a very beautiful heart, a very caring heart that's been stifled too long by giving everybody power over my life because of not having confidence in myself to do what they do for me. And it kind of feels like I've lived off of all my friends and family for 33 years. And that hurts. And it affects my relationships. It affects my family. It affects my friends. It puts a drag on everybody. And I know I can do better. I know I can. And I will. I have to. And I hope that by having you guys along for the ride, whoever feels compelled to follow my journey, even if no one does, it would be disappointing. I'm not going to lie. It would hurt very badly if I go through all this and do all this work and it comes out to nothing. But if anything, I've learned in the past 2 years, you can't keep going through life doing things because of what you expect to get out of it. You have to do them because they're the right thing to do. And because of that, you have to be able to balance everything that way. And I've had a hard time learning that. It's been one of the hardest lessons of my life. But now that I've got everything out of my bags, I can switch everything. Because I've been with a big struggle on luggage lately because I have way too much stuff. I planned on being in a hotel room through the winter. And I tried to, my best friend up here tried to bring someone into the circle that can work to help us hold the room. And he was going to be my new camera guy. He helped me out big time while we was in the room and everything was working out. And he helped me a lot figuring out a lot of the new editing programs and how to use one on my phone so that I can get posts up, because that was one of the biggest reasons why my plan of recording my trip to Colorado didn't work out. Partly because of Greyhound buses and the layaways didn't go down the way the paper said. My my Greyhound ticket said that they should have. I was supposed to have at least a 2-hour layaway in Orlando, and I figured that would be a perfect opportunity to find something like about a half hour away, film a half-hour video on my phone that didn't need to be edited, so that I could drop it onto my YouTube real quick before I jumped onto the next bus. But that didn't happen, and then there was supposed to be another hour layaway in Memphis, which is a big celebrity, a lot of history. I'm sure I could have found something there, but as soon as I got off the bus there, we were loading onto the other bus. I didn't even have a chance to go to the food court and get a meal, you know. And I really don't know much about Kansas, but I was at like 4 or 5 different stops throughout Kansas, and that bus was in a switch over. We just stopped for like 15-20 minutes for a cigarette and then kept going. And so it was disappointing. It really was, and I feel like I disappointed my audience, because I put up that video at my first stop, and it was so short and disappointing. I just want to delete it. It really doesn't do my channel any good. It just shows a fraction of what was supposed to be there. And it feels like when I get a bigger, inventory of videos on my channel for newer subscribers to go through and see what I've done. And I binge watch a lot of YouTubers. This is why I've taken this opportunity in my life to start this up, because in school I was really good at the computer lab, and I helped with the school announcements and did a lot of things when it came to tech and making videos and movies and stuff of that sort of stuff. Stuff of that sort, I mean. I even did a short video directed a short video on the Green Day song. What was it? Another turn of my fork stuck in the road. I don't remember the name of it. This is gonna kill me. I'm not gonna be able to move on this video until I remember what the heck the name of that song was. Anyways, I'm just gonna have to. It's gonna eat me up, y'all. But I'm gonna have to. But yeah, we filmed different silent skits of us playing basketball and running down a dark hallway in the school, and a video, like 5 or 6 10-second long clips of people, of a couple arguing. And the school project was to take one of your favorite songs and split up into teams of 4 in the class. There was like 15 or so of us in the class. And we were to split up into 4 teams of 4 and pick a song and come up with what the general group interprets that song as, and create a music video that fits the song without changing the song. So I don't remember, it's a long time ago, on what we came up with or the theory behind any of that, but it definitely stuck with me, the editing and all that, because I really enjoyed it. I felt like I had a niche for it back then, which gave me a great confidence when I decided that I was going to do YouTube's do YouTube videos and start this channel up. And it started up on the wrong foot. I don't want to focus on all the negatives about my past of this channel. Coming to Fort Collins, Colorado gives me that opportunity to take some of the skills that I had, hone them to the advancements that are now, and apply them to something passionate in my heart, which really, when it boils down to it, is a passion for way more things than I can even express right now. But that's the thing about life. It's not black and white or gray. It's a variation, a plethora of colors. And when you make it too black and white, you miss out on what really matters, and you forget about what and who really matters. And then you become blinded by what's really going on in your life. You can't have control over your life. Not everybody else, just yours. If you see things too black and white, or maybe some people feel there's a gray area in between, there's always a line on some things. I'm not arguing that. But when it boils down to it, you can't expect I don't want anybody's face showing up on my video and having complaints from anyone. So I'm just gonna, I don't know how that works yet. I know a lot of people on YouTube video in theme parks, and they're not blurring out the tourist face or nothing like that. I don't know. So I'm just gonna play it safe on that. But yeah, this is where I'm at. You know, I have a great passion in me and a great spiritual, loving personality that is yearning to be out there. And I feel on top of that by putting the real me out for you guys. It's helping me become more the real me. The real me that was a lot better back when I was a lot younger. Um, Not that the me now is really all that bad, just a little lost in the waves of my life, so to speak. I don't know if I stole that from someone, but it sounds good. I like that. Waves of my life. Cool. And it's hard to you get vertigo. Not literal, "Ooh, I can't stand still" vertigo, but you it gets hard to see what's up and down, left and right in your life. And you might try to turn right, but your body takes you left. But in a mental sense, hypothetically speaking, um, I hope I'm not just rambling nonsense. It makes sense up here. Everything has tied together. I will rewatch this later and make sure that I'm making sense. And if I am, you'll see this whole thing of me just. I wish I knew how to do current sound effects and stuff because I'd be doing some right now. Making fun of myself and everything. Which I think I already am. Laugh it up, YouTube. I love laughing at myself. And yes, it's okay to laugh back at me. Just as long as you don't make me well, you know what? Laugh with me. Don't laugh at me. How does that sound? No one wants to be laughed at. Everybody wants to laugh with somebody. So let's go with that. Yeah, a lot of stuff. I forget how much more stuff you need to survive up here than you do in Florida. Because sometimes you wake up in the morning and you've got like 5 layers of stuff on you. But throughout the day, where it goes from like 20 degrees to 30 degrees to 50 degrees, it gets a little too warm to be wearing all this. I'm a Floridian, so I can handle the heat. Um, I hate the heat. I really do. Growing up in Florida, I got a lot of cherished memories, but more often than not, I just remember wishing everybody had a swimming pool and it was legal to just jump in anyone's swimming pool at any time, as long as you're clothed. I would have much rather have done that than be working up on a roof in 90 to 100-degree weather. But then again, I'd much rather be in a blizzard than be in Florida. Not just because of the people or the dynamics or any of the stuff I struggled with. No, I had lost my love for that city long before the city lost its love for me. Sorry to say that, Florida, but the Florida I remember doesn't exist no more. You guys have torn down every part of my childhood, from the big Louis over at Andrews in Oakland to Brian Piccolo Park is totally different if it's even still there. Everything, you know. When I was growing up, Fort Lauderdale, well, Broward County was a great place to grow up if you stayed away from the darker areas, which there always was a lot of them, and they're blotched out all over Broward with nooks of rich neighborhoods tucked in between. And oddly enough, they say that old saying, that person wasn't raised on the right side of the tracks. In Broward County, it doesn't matter what side of the tracks you're on. You go a bit south, and that side of the tracks is the bad side. You got, but okay, neighborhood over here, go building to the better neighborhoods where they got all the shopping centers on the other side of the good neighborhoods. But then you go like 3-4 blocks or even a half a mile north on the tracks, and that side's the bad side of the neighborhood. Then you hit a whole bunch of shops and richy like restaurants and vape shops and all this other hoity-toity crap that you really don't need. It's materialistic crap, overpriced, indulged rich people trying to put themselves above the rest of the world, you know, working off into their residential neighborhoods till you hit the beach. And then that part of the beach, oh my God, if you're lower class or what they consider society's smut, then you better not walk on their beach, or if you are, you're not going to be talking to anyone and getting a positive response back. If they even acknowledge your existence, you better just take that as your blessing in that situation, because they really, 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 really disdain the lower class. So much so that the best program they have for the homeless there is the relocation project, where they'll put you on, the police station will pay, the Broward Sheriff's Office will pay your Greyhound ticket. No, not Broward Sheriff's Office. Fort Lauderdale Police Department will pay your Greyhound ticket anywhere you want to go in the United States, and I think maybe even Canada, as long as you got someone on the other end to vouch for the fact that they have somebody they're coming to. So there's that. The shelters are riddled with bed bugs, powdered milk, and the employees are. No, this is not a statement towards any specific ethnic groups or anything, but they're ran by ghetto trash that just every time donations come in, they take all the good stuff for themselves and they bring it home and they cushion their life. But that stuff isn't there for those people that work there. That stuff is there for the people that really need it. And that's why a lot of the services available in Florida are drained and so slummus. A lot of them are riddled with bed bugs. A lot of them have more drugs in them than outside on the streets. A lot of them have prostitution and human trafficking going through and in and out of them. A lot of them, people even disappear out of the blue. They're there one day and the next day they're gone, and you never see them again, and you never hear about them again. I'm not saying there's a conspiracy there, but it's the weirdest thing, and a lot of those places, if you get a government check or any kind of uh, stipend or anything like that, they want you to either sign your check over to them while you're there, or um, hand you your cards. So hand them your card so that you don't spend any of the money. But here's the thing: they're not um, just holding on to your money. They're taking a good 60 to 80%, some of them, out of your check each month. And if you get food stamps, you can say bye to that, because they take possession over your food stamps or SNAP or whatever it's called in your state. They would, in Florida, they would take it and they would spend it. And most likely it wouldn't go to the shelter. It would be spent by some person that works there at the shelter so that they can feed their family, or sell your food stamps for cash so they can be just as bad of a junkie as the people they're supposed to be helping get their lives together. In so many ways, Florida, you've lost your ways. You've lost the path of good. You're draining everything out of people that have nothing to be drained from them, or very little. And those that actually, some of the people that go into these shelters are just trying to look for a second chance in this world, looking to make past wrongs right, or right past wrongs. I said that backwards. Or just simply find another path, a better path. And you take those resources out of their hands when you're supposed to be the resource that changes their life. You're supposed to take your heart and put it out there to those people. And the only people that are getting any love there are the people that already have everything. And they walk past you every day and look at you and stare like, how dare you exist anywhere near me? I can't help that. I was born there. I was dealt a raw deal. And I have a hard time, for many reasons, why I haven't been able to pull it together. Partly because I'm too trustworthy, or too trusting, and allow a lot of people to take advantage. And not that I'm going to change the heart behind me, but that's not the case no more. I've put my foot down with everybody. I've really have. I've cut ties with everyone that can't accept that I have to do that, because it's not a choice anymore. What I've been through in the past 2 years almost, in my opinion, almost killed me. Maybe not physically, even though at times I lost so much weight I could have been in diabetic shock and passed out walking or not diabetic, hypoglycemic shock, which I do have, and walked across traffic and passed out and gotten hit by a car. It was a really dangerous situation that I had to do something about it. You know, I had to get to a better place so that I could reconnect with this burning love in my heart. I can't really think of any better words to place it upon you guys. I've always felt a calling, and I've never really understood what that calling is. And I'm not claiming that I've even figured it out yet, but I know filming these videos makes me feel a kind of joy in my heart that makes me feel closer to who I feel I should be. And I think I already am. It just, like a lot of people, lost my way. And getting back on track is turning out to be one of the hardest things I can do, because in the process, I have a lot of people telling me how it should be done, and everybody's telling me something else that completely contradicts what the other person says. And then they get mad at me because I just want to do it my way for a change. And those people directly affecting my life at the moment that really should make a difference, that matter most to me, are making it so much harder to turn this positive corner. One of them won't let me live up what's gone down. And, to a certain degree, I feel like it would be wrong for her to let me forget what went down in Florida, because it wasn't good. It destroyed, killed a very innocent part of me that I always kept intact. It's like finding that one flaw in a whole crust and smashing the hell out of it with its kryptonite, so to speak. And I can't do that. I can't let that happen, because I have something worthwhile in my life that I feel maybe not so much as change anyone else's life, but hopefully can bring something out of me that I always felt never understood, but it needs to come out. Like a poop you've been holding in for a week. It just has to come out. You'll never feel right in this world. And while the ones you love the most put a drag on what you're trying to do and keep putting a negative spin on everything when you're trying to make everything positive. I'm trying to create my reality. It's really hard to do when you have toxicity going through your life, surrounding you, stifling you, snuffing your flame out. On that note, I have to connect to that. That's why I love this. I don't have to feel self-conscious. I can look straight at myself and say exactly what I couldn't understand up here. And in the process, I can put it out here for you guys. I wish I could do it without some guy pounding on the wall, messing up my video for you guys. But I'm in a public library, so I have to deal with my surroundings. And I'm not going to pick a fight with some guy I don't know when I'm trying to be more positive. Anyways, YouTube, apparently I can't record my video because people don't know respect. Love you guys. As usual, peace, love, and dope. Peace out, y'all.